Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of the Hyper Conscious Podcast. Today, we are going for number 431.
Oh, yeah.
Wild. 431. We are going to talk about knowing your true value. And Alan is going to do all the talking because I don't know what he's talking about.
So Kevin's going to be learning.
I'm just going to be sitting. I'm going to scarecrow this episode.
Scarecrow. Wow.
Okay.
This is going to be, if that's an indicator that this is going to be a fire
Didn't set the
episode.
timer either, so I'll take care of that.
Okay.
I'll just knock 4 minutes off. We got 1 minute.
Okay, perfect. All right, so primary, passive, and active value. What does that actually mean? So one thing that I think I need to make clear here, and this is something that I did in a training recently. I do a training called Selling with Integrity, and I did it in Fearless and Fortunate. Shout out to Dan and Noel for having me back. And basically what I talked to them about is, listen, there's a very kind of cold, hard truth about business that I don't think many of us understand. And here's what I'll say. Your character matters most when it comes to the fulfillment in your own life. Your character matters more to your intimate partner, your family, your kids, your closest friends. Like, your character matters most, okay? And that is true, and Kevin and I talk about that often. We want to become the best men we possibly can. That is our primary focus. But what I will admit, and what I do believe is true, is that in the marketplace, perception, unfortunately, does matter more.
Yes.
And Kevin often uses the analogy of the burger on the McDonald's commercial never looks like that in
never
real life.
once has it ever.
And so marketing does not, McDonald's does not have the best hamburger. It has the best marketing and the best real estate. So they're most convenient and all that. And so here's the thing. We love Eminem because he's good at rap, not necessarily because he's a great man. And I'm not saying he's not a great man. This is nothing against Eminem. The point is that the marketplace will only know you for your value that you can provide to them. Okay? So what does the world desperately need that you can increase your own value in? So for Kevin, he has a podcast agency called Pod Strong.
Because of the bicep.
Because of his bicep,
Podstrong,
exactly.
right.
Pod Strong. And the value that he brings to the marketplace is helping you grow and scale your podcast, grow and scale your show. It's a done-for-you model. Now, he has primary, passive, and active value. There's 3 buckets of value, okay? And you want to increase your own value, not only in character, but also in the marketplace if you want to be successful. And this goes for people who aren't entrepreneurs as well, because we're hiring a new intern. We actually just got a new intern. It's awesome. And when we were on the phone, it's like, okay, here's the needs of the business. Here's the value you can provide. Is this a win-win? Okay, awesome. So whether you're an employee or an employer, this still applies. Primary value is the fire in your heart. For me, this would be my purpose prayer. For Kevin, this would be his why power, okay? Why he does what he does. He does it for Taryn. He does it for being the person he needed when, he was at his lowest point. So the fire in your heart is your primary value. No one can take that from you, ever. No matter what happens on the outside, you still have that in your heart and your soul. Okay, passive value. Passive value for Kevin, and just using you as the example here.
This is great because I actually get a lot of credit and I don't have to do anything.
Perfect.
This is perfect. This is a perfect test.
So Kevin has 431 episodes of the Hyperconscious podcast where he's adding value to the marketplace, and that's his passive value. In other words, his body of work. So if you know Steven Spielberg, the famous director, his body of work is Jurassic Park. Jaws, exactly. And so even if Steven Spielberg's primary value is something that we don't know, that inner compass that guides him, we do know his body of work. And that stands for who he is as a director. And that's why he's a very sought-after director, because he has a body of work that has added value to so many lives, okay? So primary, passive, and active value. Active value is what I'm doing right now on this microphone. What Kevin is not doing right now on this microphone, which is adding value. No, I'm kidding.
You saw me on YouTube. I was moving my mouth but not making any noises. If you listened, you missed it.
You missed it. You missed all the active value that Kevin was providing on this episode.
That's what I do. I show up for that.
And so if you're out there right now, if you want to contribute at your greatest level of contribution, which hopefully you do, you're going to have to grow your value. How do you do that? Make sure the fire in your heart is very, very strong and your why power is extremely strong, because your passive value, which is your body of work, will only ever be as strong as your primary value, which is the fire in your heart. Your active value, in other words, if you don't want to be the best coach you can possibly be, how much are you going to pour into someone who's a client of yours while you're on that coaching call? If you take coaching lackadaisically, making up
I like
words
that
now.
word. That's a good word.
Lackadaisically, you're not going to contribute as much to your clients as someone who really, really has a strong why of why coaching matters to them. So primary, passive, and active value are all connected, and they are all things that you want to grow over time. And if you want to be successful financially or in your career, whether that's in entrepreneurship or as an employee, you're going to have to increase your own value to the marketplace and also to your family and friends.
Have a good one. I always tell Alan, or I tell a lot of people that, like, one day I was walking around in the kitchen, and for the first time really ever, I was like, oh, wow, I value myself. I actually feel like I'm valuable. Like, this was before the podcast agency. This was before 400 episodes. We were probably like 150 episodes in. And it just I finally felt like good about my value. I felt like I really was a valuable human being in terms of what I knew and the way I was. So that's what I'll add. That's my 10-second blip.
No, that was your 10-second blip?
A little bit more about Jeff.
Okay, sounds good. So let's give some practical tips. So how does someone increase their primary value? How did you increase your primary value?
Learn.
Okay.
I committed to admitting I didn't know enough. And again, that can be hard, but like, when you're hanging out in conversations and podcasts with people who are way ahead of you, and you want to be the podcast guy, you want to be able to have these guests on, you want to coach, you have to admit yourself, look, I'm not as smart as I need to be. So I literally set out, I told you, I said I have to get smarter.
Right.
And I literally set out on the journey to get smarter. And I don't know that I've missed a day of learning, and I don't know the last time I didn't learn something, like
That's awesome.
through a book. Even if it's 10 minutes a day. Like yesterday, I didn't do much. Sunday, I didn't learn a ton, but I learned way more than nothing.
You listen to a book?
Yeah, every day.
It's awesome.
Every day.
Every single day. That's huge. Okay, what about passive and the active? And then we'll go because the timer just went off.
Obviously, passive 431 episodes of the Hyperconscious podcast, various speeches, my clients' work. Like I take care of my clients' stuff, so that thus makes me more valuable because I'm able to do that. And then what was the last one?
Active value.
There hasn't been a ton on this episode for me. Honestly, I think there's a couple ways, right? Like, you could go into my DMs. I'm having conversations with people right now,
right,
about the stuff that they're going through. Somebody messaged me today and said, distraction is something that's holding me back. And I said, what's distracting you? And I sent the cell phone emoji. I said, is this what it is? And this person said, yeah, partly that and something else. So I'm trying to add value on many different levels all the time, whether it's clients, friends, people that are just reaching out, all over the place.
And you're being rewarded for that.
I am.
All the people, you're very sought after now, and it's huge. It's awesome. If you want to be a sought after person who can add value to others, you've got to become more valuable. And I think that's a framework that really helped me, and I hope it helps all of you.
Fire. So this was Monday. Tomorrow, you guys are going to hear us talk about the 10?
Yeah.
What are the 10 concepts that you have to master in order to take full control of your fitness goals? Alan and I sat down for our live weekly mastermind.
Yep. Every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As a matter of fact, next week we're going to be doing what it really takes basically to succeed long term.
That would be tonight when they're listening. Tonight.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What are we talking about?
We're talking about how to make sure your intimate relationship is growing. And so Kevin and myself both have check-in structures and gratitude structures and systems that we put in place to be a catch-all for vulnerable, authentic, open conversations with our intimate partners, because we don't want to just survive, we want to thrive. And there's things we're running in the background that we want to teach you to help you thrive in your intimate relationships. Even if you're not in an intimate relationship right now, this is definitely something that you can take with you in business partnerships, in friendships, and in even your relationship with yourself. Some of these questions are fire to ask yourself as well.
Yeah, you learn to swim long before you jump in the pool. Like, you're not swimming right now, but you still know how to swim, just in case. And you're going to be in a relationship at some point, whether it be business or personal, intimate. So it will help you for sure. And if you're looking to increase your value when it comes to your business, fix that, will you? When it comes to your business, Alan is doing free 30-minute peak performance consultations. He will help you dial in the numbers. Imagine if you knew exactly what mattered most in your business. It sounds simple, but most people have no idea why they're winning or why they're losing. And if you shift those numbers, your results will also shift. And also, Alan spoke very highly of me this week, or last week in the episodes and today, about podcasting. I'm doing free 30-minute consultations for anybody who wants to grow their show, scale their show, or start their show. Guys, this podcast has changed my life more than anything, and I know what is possible when you commit to something, and I would love to help you skip all of the junk that Alan and I have had to experience along the way. We hope you enjoyed this, and we will talk to you tomorrow where we talk about the Mastermind.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.